they have done quite a lot of things, and about handwriting, or any fine motor skills we talk about. I will focus on a little bit about handwriting, but that comes in a big range of handwriting, and a lot of fine motor skills involves buttoning, unbuttoning, and how you are handling your utensils. All those goes together. And I'm going to talk about that because the whole thing is, most of the time when I see that problem, I always ask this question: what other things has been done? Because the child has been receiving a lot of fine motor therapy, and but nothing has changed much, and it's continuing to have the problem and continue to hold the pencil the way not in a right way. And so if I try to go in detail, that will become a pretty long video, but I am going to basic things I am going to mention, that whenever anytime we have fine motor issues, we are looking at the fine motor thing, but there are much more things going on, because most of the time we think that the writing, we are using our hand and our fingers, that is all control right there. Actually everything when we are writing, it's controlled from our shoulder. If our to be in a better position with the shoulder, and the shoulder to be able to work properly, then our thoracic spine. So when I'm talking about this a little bit, I know it sounds like, thoracic spine and shoulder, all those big words, but this is the reason we have to make sure we can keep telling a child, sit up straight, sit upright, sit upright. That doesn't work, because there is much more to the story why the child is sitting like that, why the child is not able to sit upright, to be able to hold the pencil properly. Because I have even seen children, they bend over all the way to be able to stabilize their pencil to write. So there are much more going on. So what needs to be done? So this is something first of all we need to do, strengthen first the shoulders, then only we can go further about improving the fine motor skills. Otherwise, we can just go on working on fine motor skills. We can go do therapy. We can do a lot of things, but the problem continues because we did not ever address the basic problem why the child is having problem in writing or handling the utensils. So there could be, what are we going to do? How we are going to strengthen their shoulders? So for that, actually I am going to show you some of the basic exercises we can do. So that is going to actually strengthen. But if a child, when we are talking, I talk about doing push-ups or doing Superman, which in the video you will be seeing all those exercises, how we do to strengthen. But if a child do not understand and don't want to do it, how you are going to address it, that is also essential. It is to be very truthful. If we are, first of all, we have to take a little step. If we expect the child is going to do straight up push-ups 20 times or 15 times or 10 times, it's not going to happen. We need to start with a few. And the key here is that the quality of the movement. Because if the child is doing push-ups, I have seen the children who have a lot of unstable shoulder blade and lots of unstable shoulder joint, and they have unstable also wrist and elbow. When they are twisting their whole body while doing the push-ups. That's not going to work. That does not count. We can be excited the child is doing push-ups, but that's not going to count and work. So we need to make sure to stabilize on the putting our hand in the right place to be able to, the child to be able to do the push-ups correctly and properly. So when we are improving the push-ups, within no time we will see the child will be excited, because when the child is doing push-ups, it is difficult because there are a lot of weaknesses there. The child is not interested. As we start with gradual numbers, little by little, then he is or she is going to be more interested, more excited. And another thing, once you see the child is able to do, you can start doing with the child too, side by side, and making sure the things are happening so the child gets excited. If you see the child is not able to do, you can get up and do that correctly. One of the exercise, what I said, that is push-ups. And also push-ups. Other than that, you can also ask the child to shoulder crawl on the floor. That can be done. That is something actually amazing if the child can do. And also on a ball, therapy ball, rolling on it and bearing weight, because we are trying our best to get as much as possible bearing weight and through the shoulder, so that we can strengthen it. And then we can also ask the squeezing, which I'm going to show, that we call it as a Superman. But the problem is, most of the time the kids say, that's not Superman. Superman goes with arms out. But here I'm going to show how we do that on the Superman exercise, because that is essential to target, to do those exercises. So there, that is one of the problem. And you will notice also children with this problem they are having, then they have also because not able to process the information properly through their joint, they have difficulty handling a small pencil. So when we are giving a pencil to a child, it is so light, it is difficult, they can't even feel it. So that's why they try to grasp like this. So that is something we need to avoid. How we can avoid it? That the key is that we need to make sure whenever we are giving the child having a difficulty in fine motor, we don't want to start with a pencil. We should start with a crayon. The crayon, making the smaller size crayon, though the child will attempt to grasp it properly and holding it, and it has more feel to it rather than a pencil. So gradually then we can increase. And because I notice many times kids, they will have difficulty holding. So what happens, they will land up having like different kind of grips and all. There are appropriate grips are there that can be done. But first of all, we need to work on strengthening the upper body. If we are not strengthening and just keep focus on the fine motor, nothing is going to happen, nothing is going to change. So definitely, one also giving a wheelbarrow exercise. So when we are talking about wheelbarrow exercise, a child who has a very, very weak shoulder, and we are expecting the child to be able to walk on their hand completely and doing the proper way wheelbarrow, it's not going to work. So we need to make sure whenever we are working with a child for wheelbarrow, we need to make sure where we can modify it. First, we start with from the pelvis. And by holding from there, then gradually we can slide our hands to go downwards. So that way we can, you will notice once the child is improving, is able to handle it more and doing better and is excited about it. So then only after we mobilize and after we are going to do the stabilization and strengthening exercises, then increasing the intensity, then our goal is to work with the riding. Then only things are going to happen. And even then, if the child has proprioceptive input problem and the pencil wise, then I do modify other ways, because there are weights and all, but it needs to be graded, how need to be positioned, all this has to happen. But that can be done. But you can start working with your child for working for their shoulders, because if we do not do that, then that is not, because the moment we work on the shoulder, their posture is going to change. The posture is going to change, they are going to be able to ride better. But another thing we need to pay attention here when we're talking about riding, that riding with the right hand and riding with the left hand is completely different. It's not that easy and simple, because when a child is riding with the left hand, they have to go exactly, our body is designed to ride with the right hand, because the movement we are doing, we are going from left to right. But if you analyze a child who is doing the riding, the child has to do exactly opposite. It's not just, he cannot do left to right movement. His shoulder movement is exactly opposite. So that becomes a problem there. So we need to make sure how the child is holding the piece of paper, how it is he is stabilizing. If we address it the right time and ahead of time, then child is not going to have problem, because that's automatically anyway big challenge. Because most of the time in the school, or the whenever kids are around who are left-handed, they're around children with they are seeing children, they are writing with right hand, so they do not have someone to copy. And most of the time also adult, in when they are write with their left hand, they have never got this suggestion, all the clue what needs to be done. So when they did not get that opportunity, they have no idea. So anybody can think, okay, I did fine, my child is going to do fine. It's not that way. Every individual is different. And if your child has some sensory issues, some difficulty, then they're going to have more problem. So if we can figure that out, we can look at it, and we need to see what we can do. Because the paper, the way we hold, we are supposed to, most of the children nowadays, they forget to even stabilize the piece of paper they're writing. They are all over the place, and they are trying to, that part is missing completely, which is big essential to hold the piece of paper to write. So they need to do that opposite hand when they're writing with the left, and the piece of paper needs to be turned opposite way. That has to happen. That makes it easier. But no matter which handed your child is, it needs to be done that first of all, we need to work with the shoulder. Then only the fine motor thing are going to improve. Now, it is not if or may, it is going to improve. That's what I see every day, today life with the children. And I'm doing this for last 25, 28 years. I don't even remember, because after some time you just forget. Because this is something I see, and there are so many programs now for writing skills and all. Those are not going to be effective until we work on where the origin of the problem is. Because all the time whenever I am seeing the children, they have really unstable, their muscle is not working the way it's supposed to, their body is not working, their posture is not right. So we cannot just take a program to teach them to write, then they are going to do it. So the basic things has to be followed, because our body works in a definitive way. We cannot just come from outside and try to fix what is visible to us. Because if somebody sees that writing is problem, so I'm going to fix the writing. It doesn't go like that. We have to take care of the beginning of the problem, what could be. So that's the only way it can be better. Okay, talk to you soon again next time. Thank you. Bye.